All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis, who lashes out at the Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Mayweather Promotions and the PBC. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. We're going to talk about the 135-pound division in this video, specifically about what Gervonta Tank Davis just came out and said on Twitter about I has to be Floyd Mayweather or Mayweather Promotions in the PBC, and how upset he is about what's going on with his career. But before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a subscriber to the channel, I thank you so much for your continued support. If you're not a subscriber, I invite you to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. All right, so here it goes, man. Absolutely, man. Tough situation that the multimillionaire Gervonta Davis finds himself in. He takes to Twitter and releases a series of tweets. The first one pretty much said that he was upset because his tickets for his fight against ROMERO have not been or will not be on sale for up until a month before the fight. And he said, man, who do you think I am, Michael Jackson or something? Clearly saying, dude, sell the tickets, put my tickets on sale so I can make as much money as I can on this fight. And then he comes back, somebody actually replies to him and says, oh man, they love you, man. And he's like, no, they don't. They're using me, but that's all right. I'm using them too. Clearly disgruntled with this circumstance. And this is not the first thing that Gervonta Davis has sounded disgruntled about. Through his trainer, Calvin Ford, you could hear how he is not necessarily happy about the matchups that he's getting and the facts that he is not being able to fight some of these really big name fighters like Vasily Lomachenko, or I'm not sure. He didn't say anything about the George Kambosos, but he was talking about how long through his coach Calvin Ford that he had been waiting to get the fight with Vasily Lomachenko. So it just seems once again, man, that things are not necessarily all the best behind closed doors with Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and the PBC. Now, for me, the way that I would look at it is that, look, man, this guy is has been put in a situation by Floyd Mayweather where, you know, at least he's having his talent recognized. But I mean, you cannot lie, and I can't lie and say that he is really getting put in a position by Mayweather where he can absolutely positively capitalize on his abilities. Because just like with any other fighter, unless they are really going to get, you know, the big name fights, there's only so far that they're going to be able to go, right? And I think that that's pretty much where Gervonta Davis is right now. Now, as far as him not releasing the ticket sales for the event up until a month before before it goes on, not quite sure what that would be about, why they would wait so long, to sell the tickets, to sell it. But I will say, I think that their date is like May 28th, I do believe, is the date for Rolly Romero and Gervonta Tank Davis, and that Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol. See, I'm forgetting who he's fighting. Can't stand that fight. Anyway, Dimitri Bivol, that they are that sale, those tickets just went on sale, and it is March 23rd. So pretty much it's like a month and a week, a little bit over a month and a week for the tickets to go on sale before the Canelo Alvarez fight. And so if he's talking about just doing it a month before, maybe that's just the typical time frame in which they do it. There's also other things related to ticket sales as it goes for Gervonta Davis fights that I think may also come into play. I think that these guys are also probably buying a lot of the tickets up, the pre-sale tickets up, and then selling them in the market later on. So maybe, having those tickets for sale that much earlier, and having them just regularly available, people may not be willing to pay exorbitant prices for those tickets, until it gets to a couple weeks before the fight. It's also pretty standard that ticket sales is not just boxing, but concert tickets and all of that. Most of the sale that takes place for sporting events are going to be in the several weeks, before the fight. But if you recall, there's a guy that has a lawsuit specifically against Mayweather Promotions as it relates to their fight between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Logan Paul, where this guy bought a block of tickets for like $1.3 million, and then was saying that he was promised that he would get pretty much like 1,000%, that they were going to, I'm not going to say what the percentage was promised because I don't know that. However, that they were going to resell the tickets, and they were going to resell those tickets at a much higher than face value. And eventually they wound up selling like $1.3 million of face value tickets for $10 million across, $10 million in the secondary ticket market. So, what they may be doing with these tickets is just putting a little bit of squeeze on boxing fans, making it, more of a, not allowing people to buy tickets early and take advantage of those, and taking advantage of those, of the face value tickets, not releasing them until they've got their investors ready to buy a lot of the second tier, a lot of the tickets up in a bunch of tickets, and then selling them on the secondary ticket market for elevated prices, as you get closer to the fight. But whatever the case is, him basically saying that he believes Floyd Mayweather Jr. and these guys are using them, and don't worry, I'm using them right now myself. Hey man, welcome to the world, welcome to the great world of business. People they're not making boxing matches because they love each other. They're making boxing matches because it makes everybody money. And that's just something you learn through life. And Gervonta Davis, he's been around long enough, to know that's the deal as well. If he loses a fight or if he's not on top of his game, hey man, people ain't going to be there with you. If you are top of your game and you're a really big name like he's becoming, people are going to try to find a way to maximize the value that they can get out of you. And it may very well be that that's what they're doing by delaying these ticket sales and making it harder for people to buy the tickets. And that's the experience that I've had trying to buy tickets for not necessarily PBC fights, but other fights, man. They just try every little gimmick they can to really elevate the cost of those ticket prices. And Gervonta Davis is most definitely, a high dollar guy. But what I would hope, aside from the ticket prices, as far as the grudges that Gervonta Davis has said he's had with the PBC, or he doesn't ever say a name, but they don't love me, they're using me. I mean, who could be using you other than your promoter and the platform that your promoter is consistently putting you on, right? My biggest beef with Gervonta Davis is that Gervonta Davis's career is allowing this guy to fight the top level guys in his division in and around him, and getting to the point where he's got some really big quality wins under his belt. Because as of right now, the biggest thing about him is the fact that he sells tickets, a lot of tickets, and he's a spectacular guy when he gets in the ring. But there's the Devin Haney fights, the Vasily Lomachenko fights, the fights like that. God, who else is there? Shakur Stevenson, if they could get it. Those type of fights are what's missing from his resume. And honestly, if and when he's able to beat those guys, will really catapult him to where there's everybody, not just a niche amount of people that are really interested to see him fight. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.